What is up, guys? I wanted to do a follow-up video for the Pixel 5a 5G. It's been about a month since we've unboxed this phone, and guys, this phone has done a phenomenal job every time I've used it, and I mostly notice it comparing it to other flagship phones. Like, I compared it, if you guys saw the comparison, to the 13 Pro and the 13, the cameras. I actually was really surprised when I did that video because I actually preferred some of these steals on the Pixel 5a, which was pretty crazy considering that this phone launched at $450. So the 13 Pro would be, you know, it's $1,000. And just to get that same kind of image quality, and again, I preferred some of the steals, so even better photos in some cases. I thought that was pretty crazy, guys. Like, I actually really like how the Pixel takes selfies on this phone. I really like the skin tones it comes up with, very natural skin tones. Like, you don't really have to edit the photos to get it to sort of look how, you know, I like personally. But yeah, so I was really happy with that, guys. So using this phone a month later, you really will appreciate it if you compare it to, like, you know, more expensive phones. And it definitely kills everything in its price range as far as cameras go. So I would say the most popular ones would be like the Redmi Note 10 Pro, you know, the iPhone SE, what else? The A52 5G. I definitely think this is still the camera king in terms of, you know, the mid-range smartphone game. So what else did I notice on this phone a month later? The battery life is phenomenal on here. You guys remember that it went from a 3,385 milliamp battery on the 4A 5G to a 4,680 milliamp battery. So it's a pretty nice jump, and you definitely feel the battery life on here. It definitely can last easily 2 days. Easily 2 days. So the battery life is really good on here. Now, of course, I know some of you guys are going to say, well, the battery life is so good on here because of the lack of any high refresh rate, which is, you know, it's most likely true. I think some of that is contributed to just Android 11 just being extremely, you know, good skin to have. I think Android 11 will always reign supreme for phones that are trying to get, you know, not running those super heavy skins and stuff like that, like One UI or MIUI. But yeah, so, you know, no, it does not have the 120 hertz, but a lot of normal people, as we saw with the iPhone 13 Pro, a lot of people did not even notice the 120 hertz. Like, you actually have to look for the 120 hertz. So the Pixel is already still pretty smooth running this, you know, stock Android 11. So it's, yeah, if you don't like, you know, the fact that it doesn't have 120 hertz, I completely understand. I get that. But the display itself is fine. It's an OLED display at 6.34 inches, 1080p, 415 for the PPI. It's really bright, really colorful. You also have your punch hole as well. So I don't have any issues with the display because, again, you have to make trade-offs. So the trade-off is, yeah, you don't get 90 hertz or 120 hertz, but you get a world-class flagship camera. So I mean, to me, that's a fine trade-off. I don't mind that. And also, I think the reason why this phone just really didn't have 90 hertz or 120 is that the Pixel 6 is going to launch with 90 hertz, and I believe the Pixel 6 Pro is going to launch with with 120 hertz. So basically, that's the reason why Google kind of has to sell you on the Pixel 6. So, you know, I think that's the reason why. Also, guys, I want to mention that this phone is still pretty snappy a month later. We have the Snapdragon 765G, which actually opens applications and RAM management just really well on here. So I've never had an issue with, like, this thing closing applications or really lagging, you know, stuttering, stuff like that. Of course, gaming is going to be pretty good on here. And again, it's not going to be you know, like the Poco X3 Pro or anything. You won't be able to, like, max stuff out, but as a casual gamer, I don't think you're gonna run into any problems. It plays games just fine with the Snapdragon 65G on here, and then you have Adreno 620 GPU, no SD card support, 128 gigs of internal storage, and 6 gigs of RAM. Also, the build quality on here is still really nice. This phone, mine hasn't picked up any scratches or anything like that. It's a matte finish on here, which feels like plastic, but this is actually a full aluminum body on here. So it's a very sturdy and really nice feeling phone in the hand. It does not feel cheap at all. It has this matte finish, which you can kind of see fingerprints on it, like, but overall it stays pretty clean. So I just really like the Pixel 5a. Like I said, the selling point is really the flagship camera that you're getting on here for a pretty cheap price. So what do you guys think? Be sure to let me know, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.